Hey guys, I thought I would show you how you can install GenoPro on a Mac. This is not an ideal solution. This is kind of a hack. So those of you who are not adventurous, you should not do this. You should stick to going to use it on a Windows machine. It'll probably be easier for you. Now, there's two ways that you can do this, by the way. Here's my notes, so you might want to read these along with me. The way we're going to do it is both ways. Is we're going to actually make it think that it's running on Windows. Okay. Now, there's two ways you can do this. Either number one, you can emulate it, and that is get an emulation program such as this, which is called VMware Fusion. If you run VMware Fusion, you can just install Microsoft Windows. Of course, that's assuming you have it. Once you run it, of course, once you're in the emulator, you can just download it just like that you're on Windows. Here, everything runs as if it's on Windows. No problem there. Of course, if you've got an older machine, you're probably going to have some problems. This is the second best solution, but sometimes this is the most compatible. This will work immediately. Okay, so if you have that option, just run here, and like I said, just run it as Windows, and you can install it. I'm not going to do that because this is not the solution I was going to choose. Instead, there's a solution that I like even better, and that is to run it in what we call a compatibility layer. Okay, and a compatibility layer is even better than emulation. I won't bore you with the details. You can go look them up here at these links. But basically, you install a program called Wine, okay, and the WineBottler. These are two programs. You install them on your Mac, and that then allows you to trick the program, the GenoPro program. It allows you to trick it into thinking that it's a Windows machine. And when it does that, it will think that it's running on Windows, and it'll run on Windows. Great solution. So let's go ahead and go through the steps. Okay, there's really only 5 steps, and they're very simple actually. Okay, now usually you probably should get a key. You can actually get a student key that will give you, like, I think 6 months or something like that. But if not, you can always run it in trial mode at least, so you can see if it runs. Okay, so step 1 is, of course, to download the WineBottler. Step 2 is to download and here's the point, download the 2011 version of GenoPro. And that's because this is the version that I know works well. Not only that, but honestly, GenoPro hasn't really done much with their software since 2012. So believe it or not, the 2011 version's already got almost everything that you will need. There's really very little beyond that you'll need. Okay, so step 3, you launch the WineBottler. WineBottler is a program that helps to package everything. You'll see while I'm doing it, okay? I know some of this may seem a little abstract, so that's why I'm going to show the video. After that, of course, if you have a key, give it your key. Otherwise, run it as a trial. Okay, and then once it finishes installing, launch genopro.exe. So, step 1, you download the WineBottler software. You go to this website. I show it to you right there, winebottler.kronenberg.org. Okay. Now, select the one that is the most stable for your system. If you got the older versions, get the WineBottler that is the stable one. Now, since I have El Capitan, I can't use this one. Okay. If you're not sure which one you have, you should go check your Mac OS X, your little about this Mac here, and that should tell you. Okay. Now, since I need that, I had to get this one, the 1.8 RC4 development for El Capitan. Okay. Step 2, okay, is you download the GenoPro version for 2011. Here's the link again. Okay. So here's the link. There it is. You download that software. Once you've got both softwares, okay, I've already got them here in my download folder. Here's the WineBottler, and here's the GenoPro. Okay, I've already got them. And then you know that in your Mac, to mount virtual drives, you just double click on them. They usually have this DMG ending, or they look like this little disk drive there. Double click, and that's going to mount the program. Here, you grab both of these programs. You drop them in your applications folder. Let it finish copying. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and launch the program. So we open Applications. And here is the WineBottler. Okay. Double click it. Yes. By the way, if you get any other warning that it's not supposed to be allowed to run, yeah, check for updates. I don't. Okay, if you get a problem with not being able to install the program, you may also want to check your security settings here. Okay, and normally your security settings should allow it to install from anywhere. You may, if you're a beginner, keep it here. This is where usually your default setting is. If you are more advanced like me, you'll just keep it anywhere, and that's just because I have pretty good habits, so I've never caught a virus on these things. So, but if you're a beginner, change it and then change it back once you're done. Okay, change it back to Mac App Store. Here we go to the Advanced tab. I'll put it here on the instructions so you'll see what I'm doing. Okay, now in here where it says the program, we select the program we downloaded, click on Select File. Okay, and a quick trick to just grab it, we just drag and drop it. Oops, not there. Let's Control Z, undo that. Let's drag and drop it in here, and there it is. We click on Open. There it is. Okay, now in here, as I said here, we install the VC6, the Virtual C6. Okay, this is a runtime library. You probably don't need to know what that exactly means. Just look for it. It has the name. It's a little more. It says here. Here it is. VC Run 6. Okay, and check here where it says include wine. Well, this one now says include wine.app. I put wine.libraries. Let's just change that to wine.app. Okay, I'll get rid of that period just so you won't get confused. Okay, so you notice we check these two things. Okay, and once we're done, we just click on Install. Now this is telling you where do you want this program to be installed. Okay, we're going to click there, and we're going to call it by the name, because it's a good idea to call it by its name. Click on Save. At this point, it's going to start the installation. Here it goes. There you see that. It's really interesting how Wine does all these tricks. I would recommend you go read up on it because of how awesome this software is. And I would recommend, like most people that I work with, don't just be a user of software, learn how the software runs. Okay. So anyway, here it's waiting for you to do this here. Okay. So, oh, I wonder why it's in German. Well, shouldn't be a problem. There you see the desktop icon already showing up. Okay. So, here's the install program, by the way. This is what the install looks like to Windows users. So, you're already getting to see it the way it is. We click on Accept. Leave all those settings at their default. Don't change anything. Click Install. There you go. It's done. Now, here we just tell it, I want to, see, this is where you can request the academic key, okay? But we're just going to say, I want to evaluate without a registration key. Click Next. Yes, yes, yes. And we're done. Okay, but in order to finish the installation, we have to close the program. So let's go ahead and close it. There. Now here, it's asking you select the start file. It's asking you what's the program you want to run when you double click on that icon on this desktop thing. Well, duh. We open the one that says GenoPro. There it is. We click on OK, and it's done. Once that's done, we can go ahead and close the WineBottler. We can launch the GenoPro program. Let's go ahead and double click it. And it's going to sit there for a couple seconds. There it is. And here's the program. Once again, it's going to ask you, you want to try it? Yeah, let's go ahead and evaluate it. Yes, yes. And at this point, you've got the software. Exactly, you've got the software functioning. I haven't fully tested it, so there might be something that didn't work, but I tested a few things. Okay, so the point is, at this point, you've got the running software, and here's the other thing that I want you to see. If you're going to save this for a Word document, you probably don't want, you can go here and save, by the way. You can click on the little disk icon and click on save, and then click this icon here, which is the desktop, and it will save the file in its GNO format. The problem is that you can't really do anything inside of the Mac. It's a lot of trouble. So instead, once you're done with your genealogy, okay, see, it saved it right there, by the way. But like I said, you can't do anything with it. Once you're done with your family history here, what you can do is a quick solution, okay, is you can either export it, okay, you can export it to a different type of file, XML, or to text format. But the thing, what I like is, I'll just do it from the Mac, which is, on the Mac, you can hit Shift, Command, and the number 4 at the same time. Okay, like this. And notice how my cursor now changed to this guy here. And all you do is you just select from one corner to the opposite corner. And when you release, it's going to take a picture. There you go. And if you look at your desktop, you're going to notice the screenshot here. Now this one, you can just drop into your Word file. Okay? So, I hope that helped, and test it out. I'll leave you to figure out the instructions. That's another topic entirely. But I hope this helped. Okay. And once you're done, of course, you just click on File, Exit, and the program closes by itself. Oh, and one more thing. I thought I would just do a really quick rant on the fact that I think sometimes one of the things that I resent sometimes is that we are all locked into having to learn closed source software, and in doing so, we perpetuate the very limitations that some of us have. When I think, honestly, we should encourage open source software. Open source software is software where the actual programming code is available to everyone, and it's almost always free. And it is usually multi systems. This one, this software here, Gramps, actually runs on all operating systems. It does not have as nice an interface, and it is not as beginner friendly as the other software. But I would suggest that anyone who begins, try it out and teach others, just like I did here. Honestly, I think it's well worth the effort, because open source software, unlike closed source, which just makes other people wealthy and just perpetuates the standard, I think open source software will encourage the feeling of community. And if we as a group help each other learn this stuff, I think we could really go far. But, that's my 2 cents. Anyway, if you guys have any questions, please let me know, okay? Hope this helps. Okay, take care. Bye.